Hello everyone, welcome back to science class. We have learned in our last class what is a solute, a solvent and a solution. We have also understood what are soluble and insoluble substances. In today's class, let's begin with understanding what are miscible and immiscible liquids. Now look into this picture here. Now, do you know what happens when you add orange juice into a glass of water? We all know that when orange juice is added to water, it gets mixed with water well, isn't it? Yes. So, if we take less of water and more of orange juice, or if we take less of orange juice and more of water, in both the cases, it is observed that these liquids, that is water and orange juice, they mix well with each other or they dissolve with each other completely. They are called miscible liquids. So what are miscible liquids? Miscible liquids are those liquids that dissolve completely with each other. So just like orange juice and water that we have seen here, these liquids, they dissolve completely with each other. Therefore, they are called miscible liquids. Now, let's take another example of miscible liquids. That's the case of honey and milk. We all know that when honey is added to milk, it gets mixed with milk very easily. Honey is a thick liquid, so as it is added to a glass of milk, it has to be stirred well so that it dissolves completely in milk. So here we have seen that honey and milk are liquids that dissolve completely with each other. Therefore, they are also miscible liquids. Same like that, alcohol and water also dissolve completely with each other. Therefore, we call them as miscible liquids. Now, let's learn what are immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids are just opposite to miscible liquids. Look into this picture here. Here we see that oil is mixed with water that's taken in a beaker. As you see here, as oil is added to water and even if we stir it, it does not get mixed with water completely. Even if you stir it and keep it for some time, we observe that oil does not dissolve in water, but we get a layer of oil on top like how you see here in the picture, and water will be present at the bottom. So such liquids that do not dissolve completely in each other are called immiscible liquids. So here we have seen that oil and water, they do not get mixed or they do not dissolve completely in each other. Therefore, this is an example of immiscible liquids. So water and oil is one example of immiscible liquids. Do you know why there is a layer of oil on top and water is there at the bottom? This is because generally liquids that are lighter will be on top and liquids that are heavier will be on bottom. So here, since oil is present on top, it forms a layer on top which shows that oil is a lighter liquid than water. So water is a heavier liquid here and oil is a lighter liquid than water. So we have now learned what are miscible and immiscible liquids. Now let us move on to see different methods of separation. In today's class, we are going to learn the first method of separation, that is the separation of soluble substances. We have already learned what happens when salt is mixed with water. As you see here in the picture, when we add salt into water and when we stir it well, it is observed that salt gets mixed with water well, or in other words, salt dissolves in water completely. That is, as solute, that is salt, is added to the solvent water, It dissolves completely to give us salt solution. So here what we have finally obtained is salt solution. Now let's see how we can separate salt from this salt solution. One such method for separation of soluble substances is called evaporation. So by this method of evaporation, we can separate soluble substances from its solution. Now let us see what exactly happens in case of evaporation. As you see here in the picture, salt solution is taken in an evaporating dish like how you see here in the picture. And as it is heated with the help of a burner, it is observed that all this water will evaporate like how you see here. And finally, what that is left behind in the evaporating dish is salt. So as the salt solution is heated with the help of a burner, all the water, which is the solvent, that evaporates, and salt, which is the solute, is left behind in the evaporating dish. So this is how we separate a soluble substance from its solution, by the method of evaporation. So in our next class, we will learn other methods of separation, that is methods of separation of insoluble substances.